to Mark.
Glory to you, Lord.
On that day, as evening drew on, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us cross to the other side." Leaving the crowd, they took Jesus with them in the boat just as he was, and other boats were with him. A violent squall came up, and waves were breaking over the boat, so that it was already filling up. Jesus was in the stern, asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" He woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was great calm. Then he asked them, "Why are you terrified? Do you not yet have faith?" They were filled with great awe and said to one another, "Who then is this, whom even wind and sea obey?" The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Do you not care that we are perishing? How many of us have felt that question form on our own hearts at some point? Lord, don't you care that I'm suffering? Don't you care that I'm going through this difficult time? Aren't you going to do something about it? Why won't you help me? Why won't you stop this storm which is going on in my life right now? This account of Jesus calming the storm is more than the apostles wrestling against the storm. It's really a wrestling with the question of evil. That if God has the power to do something, why is it that he is sleeping? Why is it that he doesn't act? And Jesus chooses really to allow this storm to go forward. And so as I examine this story and really look at it, and to see how Jesus answers this question, which is I imagine can be a very heartbreaking question for Jesus to hear, I look at the effects that come from Jesus allowing this. Because Jesus, just as easily, could have, he's God, right? Could have known the storm was coming, could have simply prevented it from happening in the first place and have the apostles cross the boat in still waters. Or as soon as those first winds could have came by, he could have woken up and just said a prayer to God to calm them down immediately so there's no danger. But he allows his apostles to go to the point almost where they're going to die. Being caught in a storm. For anyone here who's a boater who's been caught in a storm, you know the danger of that. And so there's a reason Jesus is allowing this. There's a response maybe that he gives to this question. Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? I want to look at the effects of what happened to the apostles. They are terrified. They go to the Lord. The Lord wakes up and immediately calms the storm. Quiet, be still. And it says they were filled with awe and wonder. And their faith in the dependence on God grows because of it. So one of the great goods that Jesus draws out of this story, this account, this storm, is he gives the apostles, he forms within their hearts a sense of awe and wonder for who he is as having supreme authority even over nature. And he increases their trust. He increases their faith because now they can see, God, if you're going to do this, I can believe you can do anything. And so God is allowing this storm to exist in their life to form from it even greater goods for the apostles. And this was really just the apostles were turning to him with a half faith. I wonder, so they turned to him in terror. But I wonder what would have happened if the apostles simply would have, if they would have had a great faith, and they wouldn't have turned to him in terror. And I imagine that Jesus might have even let the boat sink, let the waves cross over and the boat capsizes and it sinks. Because then not only can he still continue to calm the storm, but then he can cause the apostles to walk on water. And what that would have done for them, what would that have done for the faith? I almost wonder if this was a backup plan. And later on, he needs to call Peter out on the water. So going back to this question, Lord, do you not care that we are dying? It seems to me that Jesus is saying, yes, I really do care. But I'm allowing this storm in your life right now to form something within you that's going to be even greater. Storms are temporary. They're temporary. They're going to pass over. This storm's going to pass over. Right? But the goods that Jesus forms in our hearts, trust in him, dependence, reliance, awe and wonder, being able to do miracles, these are goods that are eternal. And so if God is allowing a storm in our just a little bit of a moment in our lives, so he can form these eternal goods, this is something we can have hope in. And so my prayer is, at least in my own life, I pray that when there is a storm, and I am wondering, Lord, why are you sleeping? Or I just don't understand. That I can go to the Lord and with a faith and a trust and say, Lord, I trust that you're using this storm to cause an even greater good. And Lord, even if this ship I'm on, even if this boat sinks, I know even then you're going to take care of